This is here to highlight the 7th Annual Grandparents' Ball, which will take place at the Andrew Friedman Mansion on May the 18th. So please welcome Gillard-Randolph. We welcome you to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Evern, you're a beautiful person, and we thank you for coming and to shed some light on what you're doing. Tell us a little something about what you started.
2004, I sat down and I wrote my grandmother's story of my childhood, and I wrote the play Dinner at Grandma's. And after success of that program, I started an organization called Grandparents Around the World.
Yes.
Because I felt that my grandmother's spirit, even though she's not here, but there's many elderly people in our community that are still doing wonderful things such as she. So why not celebrate them?
Grandparents Around the World. And you started that because?
Yes, because my relationship with my grandmother and my childhood and my experiences that I had and we shared together. My grandmother was actually my strength.
Yes.
You know, coming from the South, I was born and raised in this small town called South Carolina. And during the
South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina.
South Kakalaki. See Tia Smoke, she's from South Kakalaki too.
Yes, and believe it or not, this small place called Cross, South Carolina.
Cross, South Carolina.
Yes. And what was so phenomenal and what really inspired me to write the play is because, you know, growing up, most of the people in that community had children. My mother had 15 children, so, and that was basically our community. And it was the grandparents that drove that community, and inspired us and gave us this vivid imagination that we can actually be whomever we wanted to be if we just put our mind to it. And those were our go-to people, you know, and we needed help. We would go to the seniors in our community. Yes. And it was basically these women that embraced us.
So grandparents played a very, very important role in our lives.
Yes, during that time, especially in small community, you know, during the 60s was issue with jobs, and it was alcoholism, and so it was the senior that sort of pulled together and make those community work, and it was the elderly people in our community. So
we have this is the 7th Annual Grandparents' Day.
Grandparents Ball. We actually started in Harlem. 2006, we would bring horses and carriages from 110th Street down Lenox Avenue to the Salvation Army, and we would do this huge celebration. And this is our first year coming back to the Bronx, and wow, we're coming back with a bang.
There you go. So what's going to happen? How is this going to look?
We have limousines coming from all parts of the borough of New York, the borough of New York. Including Staten Island. And we also have a young gentleman, 92 years old, and he's flying in from Chicago to be part of this major event. And it's very multicultural. We have the Asian community. Actually, we have a Thai band that's going to perform.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and we have a Japanese singer. He performed, and he was one of the run-up on Apollo and won. I think he went to 2nd place. We also have a VIP reception, 400 chairs on the step of this beautiful mansion. If you have not seen Andrew Freeman
Mansion,
total renovated, built in 1929, and they actually restored it.
Where's that located?
165th Street.
And right after Grand Concourse?
On the Grand Concourse.
Yes.
It takes an entire city block. And it's a bed and breakfast now. And they have 3 beautiful ballrooms. And we will be doing the event, and we're going to move in. It's going to start on the veranda, then we're going to move into these ballrooms, and it's going to be amazing.
I've been there. I remember celebrating African-American Day celebration. I think it was with the Bronx Borough President's Office.
Yes, they do a lot of activity. And it's a great space for the youth to come and have this experience, because the high ceiling, I mean, 1929.
You never know that thing was there. You know, I'd go up and down the Grand Concourse. I didn't know that mansion was there.
It sat there, and it has a very warm story. Mr. Freeman built it in 1929. So people of means will have a place to retire. and it's a beautiful, I mean, the veranda holds 400 chairs. What building we have in New York that holds 400 chairs outside on the porch?
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Aurelia Green, the commissioner, the Bronx Board president, she will give out the first award.
Oh,
and we have award coming from, Romney is actually sending us award from a proclamation.
Oh, really?
From Chicago.
So what do you want people to learn about the grandparents' ball?
Well, what the most important is we want them to, we are doing this so we want to celebrate. Our seniors have wonderful stories.
They do.
And today we have 87. This is going to give us 99 grandparents that we have told their stories.
Yes.
And we feel that if we can just empower our youth with some of these stories, some of these hidden stories that, you know, they live right next door to you.
Yeah.
If you just start a dialogue with a senior, you will see that she have done, or he have done tremendous amount of work and contribution.
Yes, and seniors love that too, because we did something at a number of senior citizen places where they brought in some students from different schools, elementary, junior high, high school, and it's like these stories are somewhat fascinating because these seniors go really, really deep.
Yes.
And the kids sit there with their mouths wide open, paying close attention to every word, you know.
And you feel that they have this bond about it. Like when we did the press conference at the Bronx Museum, where we brought in, it was their press conference, and Miss Chen, you know, she's Chinese, and we was like, okay, you know, but she got up and she told us amazing stories, and it was just amazing, and that's what we're trying to bring the community together. We also at the Bronx Museum once a month, every 30, providing vital information for seniors. So we feel that if we strengthen our seniors, then they can go back and have positive dialogue with the youth.
Wonderful.
So we do have a website.
Where can we get more information?
Our website is Grandparents Around the World, and if you go on, you'll see the things that we're doing for the seniors in our community.
Grandparents around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come back and share more, okay?
Yes, I certainly
There's the
will.
information right there. Bronx Week, Saturday, May 18th, 12:30 to 6 p.m. Grandparents Ball.